For a longer time I wanted to make video about injuries, but I didn't feel morally allowed to do it because, you know, what's the point of speaking about injuries from a perspective of a person who is perfectly fit? So today I'm not perfectly fit. I pushed a little bit too hard the last 2 trainings. I've been doing some contact and I've been doing some tricking right after, and guess what? I woke up the next day with a water in my knee. You know, not a big deal, but it is painful to walk, and I think it will take at least a week to get back to the normal state. So yeah, no worries. I think injuries play a big role in our lives as movement practitioners. I think they are not only negative, and I mean, I experience a lot of them in my life, and I can clearly say that there is sometimes something good coming out of the fact of, you know, having to stop doing what you love for a little while and being able to focus on regenerating your body, on healing your body, and having this little bit of space in your mind. So I have been injured in my life many times. I notably had to stop training and dancing during my ballet education in Poland for like about a year. I couldn't walk. I had so much knee pain, and then I had to have an operation just because of a wrong alignment of muscles. But the doctors, of course, did not know that, and they gave me cream. I don't know, a gel. They told me to stop doing anything. They told me to stop dancing. And finally, they decided to operate. Because that's what you do when you're injured, right? No, not with my injury at the time. I was just training in the wrong way. That's it. My leg was a little bit like this. I mean, come on. You don't have to operate the fact that your muscles are a little bit misaligned. Like, what the hell? And I've been, I don't know, to 10 different doctors coming on in Poland. Like, what the hell? From that point of view, every injury that I got later, basically a piece of cake. I got so many of them, but nothing as extreme as this one. So the longest I've been out, maybe 3 months, but also with breaks. So it's always about like a week to 2 months of a break. Most of those injuries for me happen when I overwork myself, when I train too much, and when I reach like a threshold of like, it was good, but right now it's not good anymore. And now you didn't want to stop before it happened, so now you have to stop for sure. I think the idea of health is a little bit more complex than what we think it is. I think traditionally you go to the doctor when something is really wrong with you, but in fact I think it's important to look at yourself also in the state of healthiness, and I think to realize injuries before they happen, to realize, okay, maybe I'm straining my body too much, I'm bringing myself to the limit, and maybe if I continue in this way then something bad will happen. So I think it's like having the history of injuries brings a certain focus point on this process of getting there, and I think it is important to really listen to your body and acknowledge these moments where it's almost there but not yet there, and then to stop and then to start to go for massage or therapy, not when you have an injury but before it happens. And I think I did not do it honestly this time, but I think I'm getting better in it. So what is my workflow when I get injured physically? I mean, of course you stop training. If it's a leg or a hip or an ankle, like, you don't walk everywhere. I think you want to limit as much as you can the mobility of this body part for a few first days. You want to ice it, but don't ice it like a crazy person, but ice it for 10 minutes, then stop for 10 minutes, then ice it again for 10 minutes, and again stop. So don't ice it for like an hour straight. I think it's nonsense. The next part is to massage the areas around this body part, so not the body part itself that is injured, but everything that connects to it. So you release the strain from this particular body part. And yeah, if it's a mild injury, like water in the knee is a mild injury, you can try doing some somatic methods like Feldenkrais or Alexander technique, anything that has really low impact but you can still mobilize the body with it. I think nutrition is important. Any substances that are anti-inflammatory, I recommend the natural ones. So I recommend curcuma, ginger. Like, you can make a ginger curcuma tea. You can reduce things that are, you can also reduce things that cause the blood to flow excessively, like alcohol or coffee, and follow a healthy lifestyle. It is important to not go to sleep too late when you're injured, because this is also going against the body's ability to heal. And I think it's important to not overwork yourself even mentally, and not overstress yourself even mentally when you are injured. They say injury is the best teacher, and I think there is a lot true in that. Because when you're injured, you finally have to look into your body. Like, you finally have to take care, like, of it and see how it feels and listen to it. Like, really, really listen to your body. And through this process, you can discover things that you were simply blind to see before. Another thing is, like, in the process of recovery, maybe you are forced to develop strength in places that you did not pay attention to before, or develop like new movement patterns. And perhaps in the process of recovery, you finally get to use the other side of the body that you are used to. So let's say you've been doing the trick always on one side, and therefore this one side is right now injured. But now, because you want to continue to train, you have to suddenly learn and translate everything on the other side. And I think this is a wonderful learning experience. And I think dealing with injury could be also a creative practice. Like, not only like a practice of, okay, I just want to get better to that state, but maybe what can I create out of the state of being injured? Like, of course, movement-wise, it's obvious, okay, I try different side, I try different part of the body, I try different kind of movement, but also it can translate to bigger aspect of life. So, okay, I'm injured right now, so maybe I can develop a little bit my brain activities a little bit more, maybe I can read something interesting, maybe I can start the other non-movement practice. So for me, an injury was always a way to discover something new. So therefore, like, whenever I get injured, I am kind of, in a way, not depressed, even though I know, okay, maybe I will have to stop advancing so fast in my movement learning practice, but whenever I'm injured, I'm also kind of relieved, and I have this time to refocus myself. And I think, I don't know, I don't want to say that I like to be injured, because it's not the thing at all. I hate the fact that we get injured, but I think being injured is a way to have a conversation with yourself. So like, a body tells you something, and then you listen, and if you listen, and if you can get this feedback of the body, then you can become a better person to yourself. I don't know if it makes sense, but yeah. Again, I think for sport people it's a little bit different, but for us, the artistic, creative people, like, we can always, like, we have this fantastic ability to create something out of, any situation. And I feel that this is a wonderful thing about, being creative person. So yeah, if you enjoy my blah 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 and want more blah blah blah, please subscribe to this channel and leave your comments below. I would love to hear from you. That was Hygin, Body Architects TV. Love, peace, and all of that.